Hi everyone, I'm Flora Rubio. I'm the head of sales at Deiser. Thank you very much for joining us today. I'm really glad to attend this event. I would like to thank the whole Jexo team for the great initiative. As a company, we're really proud to contribute to the Malala Fund cause. And for those who don't know us, who don't know Deiser, we are an historical Atlassian partner and vendor. We are based in Spain. And even if our headquarters is in Madrid, I'm luckily based in Barcelona. So in today's presentation, I will guide you through both project management and project tracking ideas, and I will explain you what the scope of both and when is the right situation to apply them. So project tracking and project management might seem the same at first glance. However, there is more to differentiate. While the project tracking practice is part of the project management spectrum, it doesn't work the other way around, and that's what we're going to see today. So why have we selected this talk specifically for the PM72 event? Well, I must say that after some years as an Atlassian vendor selling a solution which is called Project Track, that some of you might know with the name of Profil, that we have rebranded a couple of years ago now. So I bring some feature to do some project tracking in Jira. And basically it's how we've realized that most of our users, they do have some difficulties to understand the main differences between project tracking and project management. So I really do hope that after my presentation, you will have a specific idea on what is project tracking and which processes and tool you should use versus the one you should use for project management. Great, so now we're gonna start by focusing on project tracking. So we're gonna see this concept from two different points of view. So on the left, we are talking about project tracking within the project management context. So where basically PMOs or project manager, they need to provide real data on the project progress. They also need to be reactive to solve any problem that can occur. So that will be like what is project tracking in a PM context. But on the right, we can also define what is project tracking on the specific Jira context. Meaning that in that case, there will be like a task done by project leaders to keep control on the project. And it could be also done directly by a Jira admin to reduce the chaos on the Jira instance and to help them to maintain the instance. Great, so that will be like a sum up of what is project tracking. And now let's see what is project management. Well, as I said before, project management is a broader concept than project tracking, okay? You can also find project portfolio management, which is even more global because project management is oriented on one specific project where PM is more across a bunch of projects. Great, so project management is the application of processes, of tools or skills, for example, through the life cycle of a specific project. Okay, they help you to complete it on time and within budget, which is not an easy mission at all. And within this global picture, you will find project tracking as a piece of work to achieve an efficient project management. And then you've got the PPM, Project Portfolio Management, which is on a higher level. Okay, so the purpose of a portfolio is to establish centralized management and oversight for many projects or programs that you might have. It allows you to capture data related to your project activities across the whole company to help you to make smarter decisions. Great, so basically we do have project tracking within project management. Then you've got also the project portfolio management, but project management is not part of project tracking. So talking about project management processes, here you can find some of them that add values to your project whenever you decide to apply them. Okay, so on this graph, they classify like what project management process you should apply and what the added value. Great. So what's important and relevant here is that project tracking is a small piece in most of those processes. Let's take the example of risk management. Well, risk management is a kind of project tracking, The same for cost management or portfolio reporting. Okay, and actually, what I'm going to show you later is how you can do those project tracking, and how at the end of the day it helps you to improve your project management and visibility. I also wanted to share the best tool to achieve project management. So here we're focusing on agile project management. And you will see that Jira is identified as the top one in the market, which is, I must say, quite surprising, because Jira natively is not the perfect fit, when we talk about project management. Is a really good tool to do software development, but not that much for project management. Because actually, if you decide to use Jira for project management, you will need more than a Jira. Because apart from having Jira as a powerful tool, Atlassian has also huge marketplace apps. We're talking here about 5,000 apps maybe, and it's growing every day. And those apps, what they do is helping companies to personalize a Jira instance by adding features and cover the unique needs. So in that slide, we've selected the most famous apps of project management. For instance, you could use Tempo Budget for your budget management of your project, or Tempo Planner to manage your team capacity and workload. You could use also the app of our friend EasyBI to build strong and complex report. You could also, we're talking about risk management. Well, here you've got risk management for Jira to compare risk between projects. And you could also use Project Track to do some project tracking and get, for example, a list view of your project. So I'm not going to enter into further details here, mainly because most of the app I'm mentioning here, they are part of the event. So if you want more details, you can refer directly to the presentation. But yeah, just so you know, this is like the top apps of the market when we are talking about project management in Jira. Obviously, there is much more. So now I would like to talk about like the definition of a project, okay? Because this is like an important topic when you configure a Jira and want to start an efficient project management, is to establish what is a project exactly. Because a project in your organization can be totally different from the one you define in Jira, okay? Mainly because in a company, a project is defined as a sequence of tasks, for example, that need to be completed to achieve a specific outcome. And if we think about it, a project in a company can be anything. It can be a marketing project, a service, a new office, and it comes generally with a bunch of characteristics such as a defined date, budget, goals, stakeholders, etc., etc. So that would be the definition of a project in your company. When a project in Jira is a bit different, is a box of issues that can be stories, tasks, bugs, that you would typically use to represent the development work for a product, project, or service. But Jira, again, is not developed to do project management, okay? So let's see the life cycle of a Jira project. So from a Jira project, you could do actually project management, but the most usual task, let's say, is to coordinate a product development. But it can be also to support a service through a help desk, for example. And again, do not forget that a project in Jira can be anything related to your business unit. It can be a team. It can be a services that you provide to your customer. It can be also your customer, your reseller, etc., etc. Great, and I think something that we've noticed with the time being also a consulting company is that more you've got a project, less you can get control on them. So that's why it's critical to keep tracking your project and have a global project management. So now we're gonna get a bit deeper, and I would like to show you how we can help you as a Jira user to do project tracking. Well, first of all, if you're using your project in Jira, as I said, there is different ways to track them, but the normal way would be to track project through issues directly. Okay, so that would be how you would do the project tracking, through the issue, because on the issue level, Jira is quite powerful. Okay, and if that's the case, you could use apps like Script Runner to do automatization or to get cumulative field. You could use also big picture or structure to get Gantt views or know more about your cross-portfolio work. But if you are managing your project thanks to Jira Project, then you might need our app Project Track. Okay, mainly because Jira on the project level doesn't bring you any kind of let's say intelligence. Okay, it will be like an empty box of issues, and that would be the same like if you have any kind of project. Okay, then Project Track could make sense. So what is Project Track? Well, as I said, Jira is the best solution for issue tracking, for software development, etc., etc. But project in Jira are just boxes without any kind of information. Okay, so what we've decided to do with Project Track is to allow our users to add information on their Jira project to make the project even smarter and be more than a simple box. And from those data, you can do a lot of things. Actually, you could do and create some report on those data. You could receive notification. Well, I'm going to show you some of the features that you could do thanks to those data. Just so you know, Atlassian is offering two kinds of hosting, either data center or cloud. Today's demo is focusing on Jira Cloud version, but if you need more information around data center, you can also reach us directly. Great, so this is actually Jira. For the one that never opened a Jira instance, it's how it looks like. Again, it's a cloud demo. And here on the screen, we can see like a portfolio of project. Okay, so let's enter in one specific project. And here, like this is a feature added by Project Track, where you can see all your project information, all the data that matter for you to track your project. So you can see a bunch of information, and what we can do directly from this screen is to update your project information. For example, the statue, well, we could set like the statue to on track, for example. So as you can see, Project Track adds some fields such as status, priority, date, but it can also add some rich text fields like HTML fields for a form, to create a form, for example, to put any notes that could matter. There is also another field like unresolved issues, which is like a calculated field. It's calculated automatically. And it helps you to do create some field like some story point or total bugs in an open status. So basically you could get like some sum up information coming from your issues, but you could have it on your project level. Great, so it's basically it. Again, it's your turn to, we could also add another field like related project, and then you could save it. Perfect. So that's how data work thanks to Project Track. Now we're gonna see how your project portfolio looks like thanks to Project Track. So let's go into the Project Navigator. And we're gonna see all the project of my Jira instance. Okay, so we could, for example, perform a search to see a specific group of project. So here you can see several information, but we could say like, okay, I'm going to more, I'm going to look for all my projects that are on track, and here it is. Then you can also decide which column you want to see. Okay, so I want to add the category project tracking, and then I'm gonna decide which column should be added. Okay, so here you can add the column related project. So it's quite easy to add and delete column here to improve the view. So in that view, for example, we can see the name, the statue, what has been done on each project. We can see the stakeholders, the last relationship we had with other projects, etc., etc. So we could think of many use cases that will help you as a project manager, for example, to track data that really matter. Okay. Again, we can also drag and drop. We can take out really easily columns, so you have full possibilities of personalization. What is great also is if you need to do so, you can decide to save the view to access to the same information. So let's create a new view which is on track project. We click on save, and we will be able to go back to this view whenever we want. Great, we can also share the view in case we need to do it with the team. Great, so that was another way of tracking information. Again, full possibilities of adding information. Every column is a field created by Project Track. And now I would like to show you during the demo what really matters for a project manager, which is the reporting part. Okay, so if we click on dashboard, we will find some project track gadget. Okay, so this is like a typical Jira dashboard, but we've added some project gadgets with information coming from your project directly. So on the left, you've got the pie chart gadget where you can see all your projects distributed by status, for example. So here you can see that you've got 11 on-track projects or 2 at risk. And if you check on the right, there is a table called like two-dimensional gadget where you can cross information. And here, for example, you can see the project by the project lead name. And you can also check the priority, for example. Okay, so important information we've got here is that we've got 2 blockers here, and it's coming from Alvaro and Laura. So I could check directly with those guys what's going on. Okay, just so you know, you can click on the number, you can see the list of the project, and we really hope like this kind of gadget can help you to know more about the current situation and help you to make better decisions. Great, so if we talk from the PMO point of view, in general, I would say that Project Track can help you to track the project status, but also your business goal, your budget, your project priority. You could also track the date. So in that case, we're talking about the end date now. And we could also have value like estimated date or total time spent, again, that helps you to track better your project, but also your team, your budget, etc., etc. Just so you know, we've got all the features available in cloud or in data center. So in cloud, we do have some integration with EasyBI or Power BI that help to get more complex and advanced project reports. You can also receive notification. Let's say like you have you want to follow up on a specific project or specific information. Well, you can receive it on your email directly. And we also have the public API open in case you want to do some external integration. Great. So, as a conclusion, I hope I made it clear that project tracking it's another activity performed within the project management spectrum and not the other way around. And that Jira by default it's a tool for managing software development, but it's not a tool for project management. If you want to do project management, you can go on the marketplace app and check which application should be added to your instance. And basically, beside tracking projects, pay attention to the management of your project in Jira. Okay, more the instance is growing, more risk you are taking here if you don't do a specific project management. Great, so thank you very much for your time. I hope it was clear, not so quick. Again, thank you for attending. Thank you to the Jexo team for inviting us. And feel free to join the food truck of Deiser when where my colleague Fede will be there to answer any of your questions. Fede is part of the support team, is used to provide demo, to answer any of your technical questions. So I hope you will come and say hi to him. So thank you again and have a great day.